me again, Ruowen Huang. Since I have some time, I'm gonna try to catch up to my episode. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today I want to talk about, it's actually from the question, I've been neglecting. My psychic view of Stockholm Syndrome. I actually didn't know what Stockholm Syndrome was. I thought I know nothing about it actually. Then until I Google it and realized I did look into it. I find it very fascinating. So if you guys don't know what Stockholm Syndrome is, let me read it out for you. It's a condition that causes hostage to develop a psychological alliance with their captor as a survival strategy during captivity. Okay, so basically it's, the hostage start creating some kind of emotional alliance or bond, or, they fall in love to their captive, even though they are in a very hostile situation. So when I first encountered this, it was actually through a movie, some kind of movie, I don't really remember what. And then it was fascinating to me. I know a lot of diseases were fascinating to me because I'm curious how it works, right? So in psychological, I'm not a psychologist, so in the science, you can Google it and understand why people develop that way. It's big platform based on, the people will have that self-worth or things like that. When they're in such a vulnerable situation, they feel eventually, in order to make themselves not feel so bad about themselves, they create some kind of opposite effect, like by liking them or loving that, or create that kind of alliance with them, then subconsciously they don't feel as bad of themselves. You know what I mean? They don't feel as bad as I'm bad, or I'm vulnerable, I'm useless, or I'm helpless. In Chinese, we say if you push someone to the extreme, it will always go opposite way. That is kind of like that case. So if you want to study anything about this, I'm pretty sure Google got way more thing to offer. But as from a psychic's point of view, today I'm only going to share from a psychic point of view. From a psychic point of view, two people will encounter based on the length, right? The length, their interaction. It's not simply just happen this life. Understand it's a lot to do with previous life or life before, or whatever. I mean, I understand a lot of religions don't believe in past life, but as I say, I can only share from what I know. I cannot share what I don't know. So for people to have interaction for an extended period of time, which can be friendship, can be marriage, can be even this situation, that usually mean in the previous life, they have already encountered each other. And based on the frequency or the links that they encounter each other, it would also reflect or project the links or interaction they have with each other. So this life. So very often, if you have Asian Buddhism background, they will tell you if this life you being abused by your parents or something like that, very likely you will find similar patterning. Doesn't mean you're always the one who being abused. You could possibly be the one who abused someone too in the previous life, right? So in Chinese, we call pain death, karmic death. So refer to my previous episode. Same falls to this disease. For a hostage and a captive to create that kind of emotional bond or alliance, it's not just happening in this life. In psychic point of view, it happened in the previous life too. And based on their interaction in this life, very often we can find trace in their previous life as well, right? So from a psychic point of view, why they choose certain way, that have a lot to do. It have a lot to do with their interaction with the previous one. The situation may be reversed, that one, the captain now was a hostage then, but sometime, at least from my previous experience, they are two souls continue choosing the same patterning for them to overcome certain task, overcome certain unbalance in emotionally or spiritually, right? So sometimes they would choose more extreme way to cope with it. So anyway, that's simply my only psychic point of view. If I'm gonna run it quickly, it's basically one's simply dealing with their karmic task, karmic lesson, karmic death, whatever you call it. And in current life, the reason of that, a lot to do with the hostage. The hostage probably living in a very stereotypical environment, or grow up in a very stereotypical environment, believing things have to, what is right, what is wrong, things have to go certain way, that is right. And then they grow up believing they have to behave certain way in order to achieve certain standard. So when they are in that kind of situation, when they are physically abused or mentally abused to a point, in order to keep their mental sanity in place, they will convince themselves, or subconsciously convince themselves, maybe by, having feeling toward this person, then that would ease that sense of shame, sense of guilt, or a sense of, I'm not good enough, I'm doing it wrong, I'm so hopeless, I'm so useless. You know what I mean? It will help comfort them in that regard. That's why to some point, usually to an extreme point, their emotion will change. In that, bottom line, people want to know from psychic point of view, what do they want to learn from it? Very much you want to, as I say from many episodes before, if in your life too extreme is happening, too extreme situation happening, you are looking for somewhere to balance. That is, maybe the stereotype is not right. It's not right. The stereotype, what you believe is good, is not the correct answer for you. This, to like something that is wrong, is not right either. You really have to bring yourself to the point and think what it is that you want to be, or what it is that who you are, and then where you stand. You have to kind of look at both sides and break what is not realistic, real. You know what I mean? And then find where that balance is for you. So anyway, just a little bit personal point of view. Again, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, next time. Bye.